Hey everyone, Southy here. I obviously upset someone at Sydney International Speedway because they had a go at me online, but hiding behind the Sydney International Speedway page, they didn't use their real name, or they won't say who they are. I've got nothing to hide. I'm Tony Southwell, and I'm saying these things, and I'm saying them on my page, in my name. I'm not hiding behind an entity, which is what happened to me before when Sydney National Speedway tagged me in a comment and had a pretty unprofessional dig at me. It just sort of shows the level. But anyway, this is what I've got to say. There's questions that need to be asked, all right? And these questions should be asked of ICAC, because I think this is serious. So I'll read these out to you, these questions that need to be asked. And if you care about the Sydney International Speedway and you want it to be successful, you need to go onto the ICAC website, ICAC, and fill in a form. I have, as many others have too, and ask these questions. Why was the leaseholder, which is the dragway, allowed to sublease the track? Question 2. What was the vetting process that gave the sublease to a 78-year-old woman, Yvonne Boldy, who has no definable motorsport experience, no experience in major events, and no history of being a promoter? Think about that. $110 million sporting facility. The lease was given to a 78-year-old woman with no experience in any of the things that are going to be required of her. Question 3. Is the sublease holder just a shadow director for Sydney International Speedway Proprietary Limited? So Troy Boldy, her son, who is a bankrupt, can actually run the track from behind the scenes, as he's not allowed to run the track being bankrupt. Question 4. Were there checks made to ensure the sublease holder had sufficient finances to fund running a $110 million motorsport facility? I think they're all very valid and very important questions. If, in fact, Yvonne Boldy is running Sydney National Speedway, how? What experience does she have to do that? And does she have the financial backing behind her to run a $110 million sporting facility? That's important. 2, if in fact it is Troy Boldy, which has been suggested by someone in the government, who is running the track from behind the scenes, a bankrupt person is not allowed to have money. Certainly not allowed to have the kind of money it would take to run a sporting facility like that. So how is that happening? I know there's lots of concerns from team owners and drivers in the Speedway community about their idea of how prize money is going to happen. So contact the Current Affair if you want. Lots of people have already done that to ask these questions, or contact ICAC about this as well, and ask them, fill out a form online. It's really easy. I've done it. Lots of other people have done it, because this is serious. If you love Speedway and you want it to succeed, it needs to have the right people put in place, and I don't think these people are the right people. And if they are, they should be able to answer these questions and be transparent so we know who's in there, who's running it, and if they have the funding to run it. Cheers.